Welcome back, everyone. After a long absence, Mac and I are happy to be back with instant replay. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Like we said, we haven't been on for a while, so we're going to get right into it. Today we're going to structure things a little differently. So we're going to do a bunch of different smaller episodes talking about one thing at a time. So we're going to start off right now. We're going to talk about the Toronto Raptors. In the next episode, we're going to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs a bit. But this one is all basketball related. Mac, an exciting weekend for Canadian basketball. Got the All-Star game up in Toronto. The All-Star game kind of marks the unofficial halfway point in the season. So what we're going to do today, we're both Toronto Raptors fans. We are going to give our Toronto Raptors mid-season update. So Mac, we're going to get right into it. We're going to do things a little unconventionally today. We're going to talk about some players, and then we're going to talk about the team as a whole. So what we're going to do, Mac and I are going to individually rank some of the players on a grading system. Mac and I have not shared our grades for these players that we're going to talk about. It's all brand new, so maybe we're going to have a good discussion. So let's get right into it. Our first Toronto Raptor that we're going to talk about, Terrence Ross. Kind of the most polarizing figure on the Toronto Raptors. So anyways, Mac, let's get into it. Give me your grade, and then I'll give you my grade, and then we'll discuss a little bit.
All right. Terry Buckets, my grade, B-.
B-, okay, interesting. I was going for a B+. So anyways, let's hear your reasoning first.
Even though he's done better of late, and he's definitely excelling more in his backup role, he's still just too inconsistent, and he's getting better defensively, but the only thing he really does for the team is score points, and not even does he do that consistently. He's not a good rebounder, he's not a good playmaker. You're getting better production out of him off the bench now, more consistent production, but still what he does for the team is somewhat lacking.
No, that's definitely fair. For me, the B+ comes because I think he's finally found a role to settle into.
He's found a role that's gonna help.
I think finally. that maybe that if you look at your B-, my B+, if he's able to continue playing the way he's playing, I think that grade might rise if he can, like you said, show some consistency. But what I'm liking from him is there seems to be this passion that he didn't really have at the beginning of the season when he was going through terrible slump.
He's got confidence now. He's got confidence.
It's gotten to a point on the offensive end where he's been actually pretty good with the three ball. It's gotten to a point where when he shoots a three up, I'm actually more confident that it's going to go in than he's going to miss.
He's taking better looks.
For sure, definitely. I think there was a stretch in the Timberwolves game where he took like 3 threes in 4 possessions, missed 2 of them, and it's like you got to cut that out of the game.
Yeah. You gotta be smarter with taking the threes.
For sure.
Like you can't be 2-3 happy. You are Golden State.
No. But I mean, at least he's showing that confidence and that kind of wantingness to play.
Yeah.
Like you said, defensively, he's been okay. He hasn't been rebounding great, but he's one of those stoppers you can put on a decent player of the other team.
Yeah, no, he's an athletic guy.
For sure, definitely.
He could cover several positions, but considering he's so athletic, it's a wonder why he doesn't rebound better.
Yeah, for sure. I think, to be honest, if he can continue playing the way he's playing in this role, with that unit, that he doesn't necessarily have to be the defensive guy. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
That's
because he plays with the second unit. Second unit is so much better defensively than the first unit. I think if he can continue playing the way he's playing, it's going to be exciting to watch him come down the stretch. He could actually be a very big impact player in a playoff series.
Yeah,
I think if he can get hot.
He's kind of an X factor for a playoff series. Like you saw against Brooklyn and against Washington, he played pretty brutal in both series. Yeah. Maybe especially against Brooklyn, that might have been the difference if he played to some of his capability anyway.
For sure. So I think my B+ is based on him showing a little bit of consistency and expecting that consistency to remain there in the second half of the season. But yeah, I think anywhere from B+ to B-, definitely fair for Terrence Ross. But I think if you look at it, let's back up to 2 months ago. If you were telling me that Terrence Ross was going to get around a B come All-Star time, I think we would have been all doing a happy dance.
Yeah.
Because he was really bad at the start of the year.
He was struggling more than he had in previous years, which was saying something with his consistency.
So how brilliant does Masai look with that extension now? To be honest, if he can continue playing the way he's playing,
if he keeps up his production of double digits a game, he's gonna look brilliant as he usually does with every move that Masai makes.
Very true, very true. All right, next player, Luis Scola. Mac, give me your grade on Luis Scola.
Okay, I'm gonna give him an A minus.
A minus. Okay,
not necessarily because of like the numbers he puts up, but can you really expect anything more out of a guy that's 35?
Yeah, that's fair.
In terms of contribution to a team, like he's given way more than what should be asked of him, and he's doing a good job with it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I was gonna go with a B. Personally, I think that if you look at his stats, they're actually pretty solid. But he is just such an incredible liability on the defensive end of the court. That he's got to be moved away from that unit with Jonas Valanciunas. The two of them down there defensively are just so incredibly bad for Toronto. I don't know if you watched the Timberwolves game, but he was absolutely handled by Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, it's not so much that he's like a bad technical defender per se. It's just that he's old and slowing down. So if you maybe put him on less mobile big, maybe he does a bit better.
Yep. Yeah, that's
but you gotta be strategic in your defensive pairings with him.
And I think it also shows how much the Raptors could use an upgrade at the 4.
By no means is Luis Scola the guy you want to be your starter at the 4 at this stage of his career, but based on like what he's done in the past couple of years and what you signed him for, he's doing an unbelievable job.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think if
he's actually shooting the 3 really well.
Yeah, he is. That's what I was going to say. He provides
unbelievable.
He provides
this.
this.
I did not know he had that in his game.
Yeah, he kind of gives you this spark sometimes early on in the game where he'll drop like 9 points in the first half of a quarter.
You just kind of you don't expect it from him, but he's pulling it out. Almost every game.
Yeah, and he is very, like you said, technically sound.
Yeah,
right.
He
knows how to play the game.
Yeah, he makes the right plays.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, next on to good Canadian boy Corey Joseph, who I've loved as a Raptor. So far. Anyways, what's your grade? I think we're gonna have similar grades for this.
I'm gonna go B+ here.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, great defender. Just brilliant defensively. I don't know what more you could ask for him defensively. Offensively, facilitates the plays for the second unit. That's been a really big issue for like backup point guards for us behind Lowry.
Yeah.
Before. I wish he could be a little more consistent in like his scoring and his aggressiveness. There's sometimes when you'll see a few games where he won't have that same sort of aggressive mentality, and you'll see him slump for a few games. So I just wish he could be a little more consistent in that regard. But other than that, he's I think coming over from San Antonio, I don't know if people expect him to be as good as he's been. So
I'm going with an A-, just because he's been everything the Raptors needed him to be. In that, like you said, he facilitates the second unit really well. Really solid defender. And when they get into that 2-guard system with Lowry and Joseph, you notice that's kind of when the Raptors do the most damage.
Yeah, no, they actually work quite well together.
So I think that really he's done everything he was supposed to do when he was brought in. Very technically sound player, obviously coming from San Antonio. Learned very well under Greg Popovich. I've been super impressed with him. There's just this this comfort I have when he comes on the court, that you know that like if you're playing against a player like John Wall, who can just kind of light up a game every once in a while. Corey Joseph comes in, you know that, okay.
Yeah, it would have been a nice guy to have last year.
For sure, yeah. So he kind of immobilizes the presence of a really, really strong guard. So anyways, I've been super impressed with him. Any more comments on Joseph?
No, I mean, he's done, again, more than advertised, which is great for the Raptors.
Another player that has done more than advertised for the Raptors, Bismack Biyombo.
Big business, man.
Big business. He's slowly turning into one of my favorite Raptors of all time.
I absolutely love this guy.
All right, anyways, give me a grade. I'll share mine, and then we'll discuss.
Okay, this may be slightly biased because he's just such a lovable guy, like just the finger wag
get
and
that
stuff.
garbage out of here.
I'm gonna give him a B plus.
Okay.
Man,
you're harsh. You're really harsh. I'm going with an A minus. A minus nearing that A mark. But anyways, why are you giving a B plus?
Well, I think he provides a lot of solid defense and those big blocks, and he's improving offensively, but he still needs to make that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
He needs to continue to develop that. He's improved a lot since he's been in Toronto, but he still needs quite a bit of improvement, I'd say.
Yeah, that's fair. Like you said, defensively, I don't know that there's been a Raptor like him,
mobile big,
for a while on the defensive end.
Love that guy on the defensive end. You talk about how you just feel comfortable with Corey Joseph. I feel very comfortable when Bismack's on the floor compared to JV.
Yeah. I will be honest. I was very, very worried when he went down in Minnesota when he took that hard fall. There was a part of me that was like, I think that maybe the Raptors can get away with losing Valanciunas for a little bit of time, but I don't know that they could afford to lose Bismack for a little bit of time.
Yeah, I don't know how. Who was he playing for before? Charlotte let him go as a free agent at like 23, 24 years old. How do you even do that for a top 10 draft?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I think that based on when he was brought in, if you got this kind of production from him, if we were talking about NBA free agency time, I think any Raptors fan would be ecstatic about what we've gotten from him so far. Like you said, still trying to convert those oven mitts that he's got for hands.
Yeah, he's doing better though.
He is doing better.
Credit to him.
He's
not an awful free throw.
No, he isn't. It's not like we're watching Andre Drummond out there. That's one funky free throw that he shoots.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But dart. He's probably, I think he's averaging 2 out of 3 or something.
Probably around there, but. So I've been very impressed with him. Lowry's kind of really figured out. Lowry and Joseph have kind of figured out how to use him on the offensive end.
Yeah, making it simple for him.
Yeah. I would love to see his average distance from the net on all of his shots.
About 2 feet.
If that. But anyways, that's the way you got to play when you got a big like him. But anyways, I've been super impressed with him. Last player we're going to talk about. Let's move over to the other big, Jonas Valanciunas. Give me your grade.
I'm not so sure what to give this guy for a grade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen a bit of growth, but not too much. Like, I don't know. It kind of seems like Bismack makes more of an impact when on the floor. Like, you kind of expect the offense that JV provides, but you see him constantly putting up near double numbers. Yeah. So you gotta. I'm gonna give him a B plus again.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's what I was gonna give him, a B plus. I think if you, like you said,
he's still got his I don't know. He's still the same guy. He's still putting up those good offensive numbers. I think he's a consistent option on offense. I think
And he can actually shoot free throws, which is
no,
actually
no,
a really
yeah,
underrated talent.
Yeah,
for a
no,
big.
he's always been good at that. So, like he's a consistent like third option on offense, which is good.
Yeah.
And he's still somewhat of a liability on the defensive end, but not as much as previous.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean he does have some hard matchups.
Oh yeah,
in the East.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, like going up against like a guy like Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
Like,
that's an underrated matchup.
Tough
right
ass for anyone.
Yeah. I think from my end, you kind of covered it. He's done exactly what we thought he would do. I think he's still got to add a little more. You and I were talking about it before than that pump fake one drive.
Yeah,
move.
he's got his one post move. He needs to get a bit of variety in there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He's very predictable, but yet he still seems to make them. So I guess that's some credit to him.
Yeah.
But variety would help.
Yeah, for sure. I think
it would help him get better looks.
For sure. Definitely. To be honest, I don't know how much more.
Like some games, you see him missing a lot of short shots.
Yeah, that's true.
If he had more variety, it would throw defenders off guard a little bit and get him better.
Yeah, I think if you look at what he's kind of done, and especially over the past couple seasons, there'll be first quarters where he'll throw up 9 points and 6 rebounds, and then the next game he'll have 2 fouls 3 minutes into the game. So it's just about cleaning that up, being more consistent. But I mean, in the NBA as a 6'11" center, 7-foot center, that's
these
tough.
days it's kind of hard. Like the league's moving towards like a game that JV won't really be much use in.
Yeah.
So like. He's got to adapt and stuff.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all the players we have. So we're going to get into our overall team assessment now. Mac, give me your overall team grade of the Raptors at the All-Star break.
I'm going to go with A- because they've been really quite good in a tough schedule. Like they're doing the best that the team's ever done, but still, Cleveland's better.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
That's the only problem, and Chicago's got our number.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chicago's better per se, but they've got our number.
Yeah.
I think talent-wise, the two teams are quite close.
For sure.
But for some reason, they always seem to come out on top.
Yeah, I've got them at an A right now. I think if at the beginning of the season, if you had told us that this was our record going into the All-Star break, I think we would have been really, really happy. Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan have never played better in their entire careers. Unfortunate injuries. DeMarre Carroll, obviously, the big one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens if he gets back.
And then lately, James Johnson going down.
No, that's another.
That's kind of an underrated injury.
When Norman Powell is starting for you.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know that the Raptors are going to be able to do much more with the team that they have, except kind of what we've seen so far. I think at the trade deadline, they have some assets that they can move around. Like we said, they need to upgrade the four.
You gotta be smart with this though. You gotta realize that Cleveland is currently like at least one step ahead of you.
Yep.
And you can't make silly trades trying to get better now for guys that are just going to hurt you in the long term.
Yeah.
I feel like either make a huge splash or don't make a splash.
Yeah, that's fair. I think if we are going to make a trade, I would much rather they dive into the pool of prospects that we have rather than our draft picks.
Yeah.
I think if you look at our prospects, DeLon Wright is certainly expendable.
Yeah.
I mean, with Lowry and Joseph heading up the backcourt.
Would you say Nogueira's expendable as well? Probably.
So, but if you look at this year's draft, and even next year's draft, we have 4 first-round draft picks over the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
This year's draft pick is probably going to be a late single-digit to early double-digit overall pick in a really, really deep draft class.
Yeah.
So anyways, I would like to see them hold on to that pick. Maybe you can address, if DeMar decides to leave, you can address that shooting guard opening really deep at that position this year. So anyways, I would like to see them hold on to their draft picks and maybe dive into that
That's another good point you bring up, though, with DeMar.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to make a run for it to keep him?
So I think whether or not we win or lose, I think we will end up with him next year. I think that he's he's a toned down version of Marcus Stroman, and low key actually loves the city of Toronto. He's come out and said that. I don't think he wants to leave, and I think we'll pony up the money for him, to be honest. But
I'd probably agree with you.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for us. If you have any comments, maybe your own draft. Your own grades for the Raptors halfway through the season. We would love to hear about them. Just post them in the comments down below. Anyways, we're going to be talking Leafs next, but thanks for listening to our Raptors wrap-up All-Star break. Enjoy all the festivities this weekend. It's going to be awesome. I know I'm looking forward to it.
Best weekend in Canadian basketball.
Anyways, check out the next episode all about the Leafs. Thanks for tuning in.